Y'all remember the Urban Decay Naked palette era? I feel like we are right back there all over again with some of these new palettes coming out. This is the Kosas Undressed palette, but I've also seen Makeup by Mario, Patrick Ta, and many other brands coming out with similar palettes of neutrals. So I'm gonna tell y'all how you can use palettes like this and whether or not you need them. So most of the palettes that I'm seeing right now have a selection of natural shades that are both on a warm side and then a cool side. So you get a little bit of everything, and you get shades that range from pretty light all the way to a deep shade. So this is a very versatile palette that you can use for a lot of your natural everyday looks. Because these are all mattes as well, they make great base colors, so you can lay down a shade and then build on top of it with shadows from other palettes, or even in this palette, they have their own shimmer too. Now, when you're deciding how to use this palette, it's basically like any other palette. You place your lights, mediums, and darks in a specific placement for your eye shape or the look that you are creating. I know this is a little complicated if you're somebody who's newer to eyeshadow or kind of sucks at it, so I'm just gonna go over an easy way to use this palette. I'm just gonna pick one of the shades that's in the medium category. I actually picked this one here. I'm using a big fluffy blending brush. This is the BK Beauty 212 brush. I gently glide it back and forth across the eyelid and then do a windshield wiper motion to apply it all the way up into my eye socket, stopping where the outer portion of my eye is and bringing it back down to my eye. P.S. If you want more color, all you gotta do is just pick up a little bit more and do the same thing over again. You can layer eyeshadows up to the level of intensity that you want. Now I'm switching to a slightly smaller brush because I want to pick up a shade that reads a little bit deeper. So I'm gonna pick up this nice brown. This is the BK Beauty 207 brush. And I'm just going to blend this right above my lash line. So it's gonna serve as kind of a smoky eyeliner just from the middle of the eye to the outer corner. And you can just blend it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until it creates a nice, smooth, smoky line. I want to use a lighter shade and a smaller brush as well. This is designed for the eyelid. It is a flat brush. It's the BK Beauty 203. And I love this shape because you can just pat the shadow right onto the lid just at this inner third. So from the inner corner to about a third of the way over on the eye, just so we get a little bit of brightness and bring out that inner eye area. For under the lower lash line, I could use the same shade I used all over the lid. I could switch to another color. I could go dark if I want more smokiness and drama, but I'm just gonna pick another shade in the palette that's a medium shade. I've got a smaller blending brush. This is the BK Beauty 211. And I'm just gonna sweep that back and forth right under my lower lashes. We just want a little bit of shading there, but for a day-to-day look, I don't wanna create too much darkness and drama, just a little bit of depth. Finishing up both eyes with a little bit of mascara. I didn't even do eyeliner. This is the Tower 28 Making Waves mascara in jet black. And you can see how using just a few shadows still gives you a really beautiful look without having to go crazy. You can see how versatile this palette is. So if you're somebody who does not have a palette of really wearable neutrals like this yet, yes, I think you should get a palette like this. As I mentioned, there are several brands coming out with them right now that are really good quality, including this one from Kosas. However, if you already have some natural shades in your collection that you are happy with, this is probably going to be a waste of your money. You don't need a million palettes of neutrals. You need some base shades you can work with and then some extra shades that you can work in to create a variety of looks. All right, I will link to the brushes I was using below, but you can find any of these palettes at Sephora. Let me know if you have any questions.